Okay. Right back. Testing. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. Okay, I think Crumbley back in court. So we're gonna be watching. Apparently, it's from the last live stream. The arraignment. Let me see here in a second. Boom. And we're going to watch also the Harmony Montgomery. There was like a little press conference. I didn't even get to watch it. I just ate real quick and just jumped back on. So let me just do this real quick. Boom, boom, boom. What's up? Welcome back. Okay, let's do this. Let's see what's going on.
Yeah, we can.
The Oakland County Circuit Court is now in session with the Honorable Kwame Rowe presiding.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Appearances for the record. When you give your appearance, please indicate whether or not you consent to proceed via Zoom this afternoon.
Karen McDonald on behalf of the people, and I consent to the Zoom hearing.
Thank you. Mark Heast on behalf of the people. We consent.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Assistant Prosecutor Kelly Collins, appearing on behalf of the people, and I too consent to Zoom.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Paulette Michelle Lawson on behalf of Mr. Crumbley. We are consenting to proceeding by Zoom.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Amy Happ on behalf of Ethan Crumbley. I consent to Zoom as well.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Deborah H. McKelvey, court-appointed guardian ad litem for Ethan Crumbley, and I have no objections to proceeding with this matter on Zoom this afternoon.
Thank you. Good afternoon to all counsel. Good afternoon, Mr. Crumbley. Mr. Crumbley, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to be present in court today. Are you okay with proceeding via Zoom just for the purposes of this arraignment?
Yes.
Thank you. Prior to calling this case, the court did have a brief breakout room with the attorneys. I did discuss the issue of any potential conflict. As all attorneys on the call are aware, I am was a former assistant prosecuting attorney at the Oakland County Prosecutor's Office. Upon talking to counsel, I do not believe there's going to be any conflict with me presiding over this case. Is that correct, Ms. Lofton?
That is correct.
Okay. Any objection from any attorney on the case of me presiding over it?
Not from the people, Judge.
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. And with that being said, the court is comfortable with proceeding in this matter, and I don't believe there to be a conflict in this case. Today's date and time set for an arraignment. Ms. Lofton?
Yes, Your Honor. I would waive the formal reading, stand my client mute, ask that a not guilty plea be entered.
Thank you. The court will accept jurisdiction, enter a not guilty plea on behalf of your client. It's my understanding that according to the Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention Act, that a hearing must be held before January 21st of 2022 regarding the placement of the defendant. However, because of the pandemic, we cannot effectuate an in-person hearing, which I believe it would be appropriate in this case because of the high number of COVID cases, a positivity rate in Oakland County. Because the number of COVID cases are...
I believe this is like a preliminary hearing. I don't know how long it's going to be. I don't think it'll be that long. I don't know. And then we're just going to listen to the Harmony Montgomery. I just want to kind of pop in and see what's going on.
So high at this time, the court is finding good cause to extend those 30 days because we cannot effectuate an person hearing at this time due to the positivity rates. It's my understanding that defense is requesting in person, and I believe that is absolutely appropriate in this matter. And so what I am going to require the attorneys to do is to submit briefs on this issue. Briefs are to be submitted on the issue of placement on or before January 19th, 2022 by 2 p.m. And we will also have a status conference on January 19th, 2022 at 2 p.m. And that status conference is only with the attorneys. And the purpose of that status conference is just to set a new date for the hearing under the Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention Act. And I will note, because of the high number of victims in this case, that this recording will be posted for 24 hours after today's date. The last issue I believe that we need to address is the issue of appointing LGAL. I did have an opportunity to speak to council. This court is reappointing Ms. Deborah McKelvey as LGAL for Mr. Crumbley throughout this matter. Is there anything else from either party?
Yes, Judge, thank you. I just wanted to make sure that Ms. Lofton did acknowledge receipt of the general information.
Yes, I have the general information.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else from either party?
Not from the people. Thank you, Judge.
Nothing from defense, Your Honor.
Okay.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you very much. I will see you all on January 19th at 2 p.m. And again, that's only the attorneys. Mr. Crumbley, you will not be present for that hearing. We're just setting that so we can set a new date. If there's nothing else, everyone is all set. Everyone have a great day.
Thanks,
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Well.
Thank you.
So let's take a look at Harmony Montgomery as well while we're here. So I don't know what they're gonna do. Not guilty. What they're gonna do? All right, let's see what happened with Harmony Montgomery. If you haven't seen or heard of the Harmony Montgomery story, I'll put the link in a second in the description. I made a video the other day that goes through all the details. But just curious to see what happened in this little presser.
Okay. All right, good afternoon. Those that don't know me, I'm Chief Alan Aldenberg. It's A-L-D-E-N-B-E-R-G, Chief of Police for Manchester Police Department. I want to come back together today to highlight the vast support we got from the community in regards to the reward money that's been that's come forward thus far. It's been 2 weeks since Manchester Police has opened a missing person case of 7-year-old Harmony Montgomery. And at that time, the citizens of Manchester and surrounding cities and towns and states have consistently showed their support and willingness to help. As of today, the fund has grown to $104,000. Tips continue to come in through our dedicated tip line, and numerous people have offered their monetary support. Today received another $4,000 in pledges towards a reward for credible information that leads to the location, that leads my detectives to locating Harmony. As I said before, $104,000 thus far. We've received approximately 300 tips. All of them are being investigated, vetted out. Every single one is being taken serious. So we ask that people continue to call that dedicated tip line at 603-203-6060 with any information that they think is relevant to this investigation. So with that, I'll take a couple questions, but bear in mind I'm not going to touch on anything specific to the investigation. Amy?
Chief, if someone didn't come forward at the $20,000 mark or the $50,000 mark, will 104 be the threshold? And what does it?
I don't know the threshold, Amy. I wish I did. Right? What's going to be enough, or what's going to strike people's conscience enough? Instead of maybe it's just somebody out there, like I said before, Amy, somebody out there knows something. And whatever strikes at people's, conscience as a human being, to step forward and do the right thing, whatever it takes is what we're going to keep trying to do. So, if people still want to dedicate to that fund that we've established, or what's going to all in, they'll be put in touch most likely with Assistant Chief Steve Mangoni, and he will facilitate that process like he's been doing thus far. I wish, I would hope that it wouldn't take money for somebody to do the right thing, but people have different motivators in their life. So if money is one of them, then come forward with some relevant and viable information and let us take it from there.
Chief, what can you say about the quality of the tips that you are getting? You said the number is about 300 tips that just are the tip line?
Yeah.
So is that what you expected? Is it lagging? Is it?
I don't know what to expect on, I have nothing to measure it against.
Yeah.
Certainly things like this have happened in the past, but what's an appropriate number at this point, I don't know. Some of them are extreme in terms of, I think what I'm getting at. And some, that's what detectives have to do. They have to screen every single one out, no matter how extreme we may think it is at first glance. But let's vet it out and let's determine if it is a viable tip.
The FBI and Manchester Police wrapped up a multi-day search over on Guilford Street. Any searches planned at this stage?
Again, I'm not going to comment anything specific to the investigation. I can just confirm that at this time we've wrapped up over at the Guilford Street address, and I want to Also publicly thank the homeowner, who's been nothing but cooperative with this investigation. And I ask that you all continue to respect their privacy.
Sure. How frustrating is it for your guys, that your men and women investigating this?
What was the first part?
How frustrating this is, if you can speak to that this little girl, despite multi-day search, despite a $100,000 reward and all the tips that are coming in, it seems to us anyway, that there's still no sign of what happened to that little girl.
I don't think discouraged is the way to describe their behavior or their attitude right now. I would describe it as determined. Coming in, long hours, long days. The detective's taking that tip phone, that dedicated number home with them, and sitting at home and getting woken up when the text goes off and the phone rings. And so that's why I say they're determined. So discouraged. Yeah, I'm probably if I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a little discouraged. But we remain determined on finding Harmony and bringing her home to the people that care for her.
It's frustrating though, right now, to have these answers.
Yeah, it's frustrating, but we're going to stay after it. And that's why I want to get back out here today to keep this story fresh. And I do appreciate all that the media has done on our behalf to keep the story out there. So again, I ask that you continue to do that. And I'll continue to be as upfront and transparent with all of you as I can relative to the investigation.
Chief, we've been exploring the dynamic with calls for service to 77 Guilford Street.
Mm-hmm.
And I think my question is, when we pulled the calls for service, we could see when it was indicated, DCYF notified, DCYF notified. My question is, do they close that circuit with police? If that agency responds to that address, do they contact you guys and say, hey, we went by?
Not all the time, no. We have pretty established procedures and protocols here that have been in place for many years, very redundant system relative to how we report things in TCYF. We're a mandatory reporter like many other state agencies, many other agencies in this state. So we make many referrals to DCYF on a daily basis. So they'll be notified by us. Generally, they'll generate a letter back notifying us essentially that they received that correspondence, and if they need any further assistance from us from a criminal side, a criminal perspective, then they will involve us in that investigation. So they may get notified by us. They thank you, we received it. At this point, there's no criminal aspect, and we're involving other state agencies, other services with the family to hopefully bring it to a appropriate resolution.
And I just want to verify, were they the notifying agency that started this missing persons case? We established that, right?
Yes. I can tell you that when we were notified, again, I don't want to get too depth into the timeline, but we've been working with DCYF in terms of this investigation. And like I said before, we opened our missing person investigation on the 27th of December after we received additional information that obviously made us draw the conclusion that, okay, we need to open this formal investigation and take this down a different path that we're going down right now.
Are you able to speak at all about any mistakes DCYF may have made? And you mentioned some of the calls to the house and, have maybe seen some of those.
Yeah, I get that narrative wants to be out there, that the public, family perhaps, whoever is looking to blame somebody, right? And I think that's a natural reaction when it comes to things like this. I'm just not going to do that right now. I would tell you that I am extremely confident in the work that was done by the Manchester Police Department with our involvement prior to 12/27, dating back, you have them right, those many calls for service that we went there. I'm extremely confident I will stand behind the work of this police department that led us up to 12/27, and I stand even firmer behind it from 12/27 to today. I'm not going to point fingers at any other agency because I don't think it's going to do the investigation any good. I'm standing in front of you, okay? I'm the one answering questions. So if that doesn't paint the picture, I'm going to leave it at that. All right?
Can we go back to the reward?
Do you stand behind DCYF? I don't think so. I think that's what he was kind of trying to point out, that like, I mean, he's trying to say, if, at least from their standpoint, I guess he's trying to say that they've been doing what they can do, and he's the one there that's speaking to them. I mean, you'll never see these people come out, the DCYF, really come and talk. Ems, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Melvin, thank you for being you. Thank you. Gracias. Thank you. Lo agradezco. That means thank you. Sally, great job, Mel. Thanks. Yeah, I just popped back in really quickly just to kind of like, because I heard that this was the Harmony thing was going on, and then Ethan Crumbley, but Ethan Crumbley was kind of like a nothing burger. It was like 2 minutes. Basically, all they said was I guess he pled not guilty, and they're having something come up January 19th. I think that was the date, something like that. And then now with this one, with Harmony, all it is they've increased the reward money, kind of, and now they're just doing questioning. But there's not really much that I've seen today, really, with Harmony.
In terms of who would qualify for the reward?
We need the information first. All right, we need to have what the
Bieber, what's up? Hope you're doing well.
The information is,
Mace.
The information that we receive, and then if that leads us to Harmony, then we will determine how that money will be dispersed out. But I need to know what the information is first before I can accurately answer that question.
One of the tough things here is it seems like the last two people that were in her life are both in jail. The two adults. Is that how tough this is to try to find somebody beyond the two of them to help you in this investigation?
And it's all part of the investigation. You know, and if the investigation leads us, you know, down another path, then we're going to go down that path. I'm going to go down every path that this investigation takes us to. That's why I got some hard and very dedicated men and women upstairs working very hard, chasing everything down that we can. And it becomes, you know, investigations like this become complex.
Oh, shoot. What happened? Oh, it's an ad. I thought I screwed something. It wasn't me this time. All right, never mind. That was me.
There's a lot of moving parts, and there's a lot of dates that need to be figured out, and timelines, but we're working on that very hard every day.
Chief, two questions.
Go
One is, why would the AG's office be involved? It's questionable. And number two,
that raises some eyebrows, but you know, they bring to me you know, resources that I may not be able to get from the county attorney's office. No, I'm not disparaging them, but the attorneys up there are, if you will, more versed in these type of investigations, just like they got involved in the Merrimack investigation, right? Separate investigations, but they've been very helpful to me, and I have no doubt that they will continue to do so.
And the second question is we know FBI was involved, DCYF was involved. Are there any other major agencies that are involved right now?
At this time,
State police,
they're not. Nope. But the Colonel Noyes has reached out to me and offered any assistance that he can. I know that was, I believe, if I needed anything from state police, I have no doubt if I called them, they would assist me.
Yeah. What is your thought thinking about Harmony right now? Do you believe that Harmony's still alive?
I'm going to. Until I've said it before, and it's a good question. You know, I have to remain hopeful, right? The public has to remain hopeful, and that's why I keep going back to somebody knows something. Until somebody tells me otherwise, or shows me something concrete and valuable that says that she's not, then this investigation is geared towards as if Harmony is still alive.
So the last.
Wouldn't you want that for you?
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
For my child, absolutely.
Right.
So the multi-day search of Guilford Street did not result in finding Harmony. I know you're not going to talk about whatever evidence may be pulled out of there, but is there some other place that you want to draw people's attention to? Because if it's not that house, they're in a car and going back and forth. Where else should people kind of draw their attention to and try to think of, did you see this little girl?
That's why I'm trying to get this nationwide, and it has gone nationwide, it's gone international, right? It's a good question, well, but I don't want to comment on that with, you know, to compromise the investigation. I can tell you that should we get anything like that we feel that the public could help us in regards to a particular location or a particular state, I feel it would be appropriate to share that. But right now, doing so would not be, it's not going to add any value to the investigation.
So the last time that the Manchester police saw her is September 2019, I think.
Yo, Mel Bear. Yo, you guys in the chat. Oh my god. That's kind of dope. I don't know. That could be a thing.
Yeah, and I think when I first met with, back on New Year's Eve, it was my fault. I'd given it an appropriate date, but it doesn't change the overall timeline. All right, the last time that NPD saw Harmony Montgomery was on September 11th of 19. And believe that report is already out there because many of you done a right to know request on that. So that is the last time that Manchester Police saw Harmony Montgomery or call for service over there, which was documented in a report, and that report was referred to DCY.
And then, what is the? Do you have a date that you're all working on? Is the last time that anyone has actually seen her beyond September 11th, 19?
We're going with. I'm sorry, one more time.
Do you, as you investigate this, do you have your own date that the law enforcement is looking at as this is the last time we know that anybody saw Harmony Montgomery?
It's that October-November time frame of 19.
So what the step-grandmother is saying about day after Thanksgiving to December 6th, that's what she's saying, but you're going with something a little bit earlier than that, right?
Again, that October-November time frame of 19 is what we're operating off right now. And I don't want to go any further on that in terms of investigation.
We know that the father and the stepmother are in custody right now. Do you access them to ask them questions? How does this?
There's a process in place. You know, if those two people want to talk to the Manchester Police Department about this case, that can happen anytime, any place. And there's a process in place for that to happen through their legal counsel. And the door's open, the phone's open. I don't care if it's 2 in the morning, we'll be available to have that discussion if they want.
Would they qualify for the reward?
Depends on the information. All right, I need to know what that information is in order to even remotely try to answer that question.
Chief, what about looking outside New Hampshire, into Massachusetts and beyond? Is that something that are the digital billboards going up? Have you thought about it? Are you guys thinking of putting that in a plan?
We have digital billboards out there. We also have
in New Hampshire, right?
In New Hampshire, we also have the gas station monitors, if you will. Those are up and running, and I can confirm, but I think we are on billboards in other states. Right, we are.
So it's something that you are considering that it could have been taken and she might be something else.
Could be. I mean, it can't just focus on Manchester, New Hampshire for this investigation, right? That would be negligent to do so. So as broad as a net as we can cast, that's what we intend to do. And again, that's why I felt it was important to come back out again, and I will continue to do so. So with that, I'll leave it at that. I appreciate everybody's time. I appreciate you guys keeping Harmony's her name and her face out there, and I ask that you continue to do so.
Just one little thing. Can you give us a sense when people reach out and say they want to add to that reward pot, what they're saying, what's motivating them? What's that conversation? Any kind of concept?
Well,
I think they care for another human being. All right, they care for a little girl who's unaccounted for, and it's their way of what can I do? And if it's right now that all I can do is not all, but if my part is giving money to a fund that may bring her home, then yeah, we welcome that. Absolutely.
I mean, it's heartbreaking to think it's a third winter. Going to the third winter that she hasn't had a home. We don't know what she is.
We're going to find out. All right. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yo, so that's it. There's not much as far as like updates. Not really much. They upped the reward money, which is cool. It's great. And Ethan Crumbley not guilty. Yo, the Build a Bear thing. That's kind of funny. A Mel Bear. I don't know. I'd have to collab with a company. That's an interesting idea. Build a Bear is really dope. I have one. I learned about that a while back. I got one for my daughter, and our voices are recorded. It's really dope. She's still, actually yesterday when she was here, she came up to me. She's like, "Daddy, look." And she presses the button and you can hear both of us talking. It's really cute. I'm gonna read one quick article too before I get out of here. Completely unexpected live stream, but whatever. And M's pink shirt, love. Wednesdays we wear pink. Thanks. Yeah, I just got it today. Let me. I mean, this is really like nothing new, but the article is from today though. But get a bigger screen. As far as Ethan Crumbley, I'm not gonna read this whole thing, but a lawsuit filed against the Oxford Community School District, the high school's principal, and several others alleged that administrators knew Ethan Crumbley was dangerous before he allegedly shot and killed 4 people, which I had somebody reached out to me and they were like, I want to come on. Like, I want to expose him. And I got to get back to that person. There was somebody in the chat and they were like, do I take submissions? Somebody said that. And I was like, sometimes, I mean, I do, but I can't always take it. Like today, for example, I'm supposed to get a call. I got a random call today, right? With regards to Paula. I was saying Paola, but I think it's Paula. That's the alligator story. It's the woman's story that went missing, but she went into this alligator infested water and she's on video. Somebody that knows the family reached out to me. And so there might be some people reaching out with regards to that. There's also this weird thing with Crystal Turner and Kylan Schulte, where somebody reached out, wanted to talk to, and I was supposed to do something with Lauren DeMolo. It's like all these different things. So I try, but I can't like promise that I'm going to be able to do it, But yeah, Ethan Crumbley. So there's a lawsuit that was filed. The federal lawsuit was filed in early December, but was amended last week due to 11 new counts. The suit is seeking $100 million in damages. They are saying that accuses the defendants of gross negligence and alleges their actions caused serious and permanent physical and emotional trauma. This is pretty interesting here, right? It says the horror of November 30th, 2021 was entirely preventable. It reads, named as defendants are the district superintendents Timothy, Stephen, Ryan, several other unidentified council members, teachers, blah, blah, blah. The lawsuit alleges that on November 11th, about 2 weeks before the shooting, Crumbley brought a severed bird head in a mason jar containing a yellow liquid to school. It says he allegedly left the jar in the boys' bathroom. When the students found it, they reported it to school administrators, according to the lawsuit. In response, the school sent an email to parents the following day saying, in part, that there were no threat to our building or nor our students, the suit claims. The complaint further alleges that the school was aware of concerns raised by parents over Crumbley's social media posts that depicted violent tendencies and ideations, but administrators told parents and students that they were safe. Everything's okay, right? And look, in a post the day before the November 30th shooting, Crumbley allegedly wrote, Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds. See you tomorrow, Oxford. Damn, this guy had literally signs and notes and just a history of all this craziness. And people have been complaining and reporting it. So yeah, sue the school. Go for it. I think they should. Despite concerns raised by parents and students, administrators continue to let Crumbley go to school, the suit says. This action assisted in the perpetuation of his plans to effectuate and provide the clearance for Ethan Crumbley to commit a violent slaughter of classmates and increase the risk that plaintiffs' minors would be exposed to Ethan Crumbley's acts of violence. So I just thought that was kind of somewhat interesting, the bird stuff. I mean, I don't know if that was the same thing as the whole, because we read recently too that this guy had a bird jar. Maybe it was the same jar he had in his room. Supposedly he had the severed head of a bird in his room for like months or something. I don't know. I don't know what these kids are doing these days. So I just wanted to add that too as well. But yeah, that's it. End of times update. Oh man. Every time I do end of times, that video gets taken down. Bunch of copyright claims. I have to be careful with the channel, with what I do, especially this new ventures that I have going on. So it's kind of risky. I was actually talking to people on Discord and we were saying that maybe I need to create another channel and we can do the end of times like on the backup channel. So it's safer to protect the main channel. You know what I'm saying? So that's something I was thinking about. We might do that in the future. Sanny's Randoms. Mel, doing big things in my eyes. I hope you understand people are drawn to you because you're genuine and down to earth. Keep caring about people. Thank you. Thank you, Sanny. That's really nice. I appreciate that. Oh yes. Oh my God. We got to do the ADHD stream too. I plan to do that once some of the people that are on the channel, they know I've been talking about the moving thing that got delayed. You know, life, everything just flips upside down. You kind of have to roll with the punches and just adapt. But it's coming. It's coming. I saw the apartment the other day, and everything's being renovated. Like, just there's a lot of work. My friend's doing a lot of work in that place. So I don't know. I don't even want to say when. He told me possibly the end of the month, but last time he said mid-December. Then he said the end of December. Then he said January, and then here we are, January 12th. Now he's saying by the end. So I'm gonna wait because he's renovating things. And there's just a lot I want to do. I'm trying to fix a lot of things for the future. And speaking of what Sandy said too, I don't know. There was supposed to be something this year too with Pink Justice. We're supposed to meet people. They were going to have this whole event where families of missing people walk from Florida. It's a Florida local event, but I don't know what's happening with that. But the ADHD stream, that's supposed to happen. Once I move, once I want to be settled in the new place, we're going to have that. It's just a stream that I thought people can call in and I can share my own personal experiences and thoughts with like Adderall, Vyvanse, Adderall XR, Concerta. I've tried Concerta too. I think a lot of people have dealt with that. I thought we could also talk about maybe, I'd have to do a little research, but maybe the effects on kids and how you feel about kids taking Adderall. I personally don't think that kids should. I've read a lot of different things about it. I've seen people even talk about it. Like they used to take when they were younger and now they're older. I guess it's a mixed jar, but I thought it'd be interesting to hear people's story about that. Oh, the 2010 story too. Yeah. Oh my God. You guys aren't going to let me forget that. The 2010 story is going to be crazy. 2010 story is going to be crazy. I'm going to pre-record that video because if I sit here and try to go through my thoughts, I'm not really great at doing that on live. So I'm going to pre-record it and then I'll play it for you guys. Amber said, please take care of yourself. I am, man. I signed up to the gym the other day. I've been working out, exercising, eating healthy. I'm trying to change all my my diet and everything and have an outlet, you know what I'm saying, just for my mental health and for my physical health. So I've been going every day. My plan is to go Monday through Friday. What else? I saw something. Oh, I'm done with that. I'm not even going to say it, the virus stuff. I'm also over this crap. I'm so over it. But for the people that are concerned, they got a special vaccine coming out in March too that you can take that as well. I'm not anti whatever, do whatever you want, but I'm just so over every day in the new. Can't, man. Just too much crap. Can't let that stuff control my life. News on Gabby. I've seen all these little things popping up. I haven't seen anything significant. I saw something about the Notebook that I don't know if Brian's parents wanted the Notebook or something like that. I saw some people still saying that Brian is linked with Kylan and Crystal, which I personally just don't think that there's enough information to say that it is. I totally believe that Brian and Gabby's altercation outside of Moonflower, that it's very possible that they saw it, like Kylan or whatever, Kylan and Crystal. I totally believe that they saw it, but like that they were hanging out and the bar already confirmed themselves that Gabby and Brian were not in the bar, that they were hanging out or that they just happened to be in the same camping area, which I think people confused the camping area from where Kylan and Crystal were at to where I think it was Arches National Park. It's two different places from what I see on the map, and people got that confused too. So far I don't think they're linked. I don't think there's enough to say that they're linked conclusively. Let's see. Adderall XR. I didn't like Adderall XR. To me, it gave me like a weird heart feeling. Adderall Instant was all right for me. It just didn't feel like it lasted long enough. Vyvanse is, I feel like I've grown Adderall. Like I don't like what it does to my personality. I think it makes me kind of antisocial. It's good if I'm going to be focused all day long and I'm not going to have any interruptions, because if you interrupt me while I'm on that stuff, I might get pissed. I might snap. It's not a good thing for me to socialize. I don't like to live stream and be on Adderall, Vyvanse. I haven't taken it in a while. The only time that I think I might be okay with it is if I'm sitting here all day long, I don't have my daughter, and I'm just going to work on videos. Like direct videos, you know? So. And yeah, I'm glad I'm in Florida, man, to be honest. I mean, Florida's crazy, but I'm just glad to have the freedom to do what we want to do. 10 to Life said they did witness it. Okay. I think it's very possible they did. I believe it. It's very possible they did. Because one of them was working that day, if not both. I don't know who was there, but or their shift just ended or something like that. I don't know. It was very possible. Adderall is terrible for the heart and trains you to need it forever. Mood swings are yeah. I got mood swings on that too. You really have to take care of yourself when you're taking that stuff. Like you have to get the proper sleep. You have to hydrate yourself. A lot of times when I was on it, I just wouldn't take care of like the basic needs of like drinking enough fluids. Sometimes I just wouldn't eat for a long period of time. You just kind of tend to be so focused, you kind of forget about it. You got to get your sleep. Vyvanse is very expensive too. Vyvanse is brand only, I believe. So, you know, your insurance might not cover it. Depends on your insurance. So you might have to get a prior authorization. Really expensive stuff. You have to pay cash. So, but yeah, we'll do that. We can do a stream. Hopefully in a month or so. Vyvanse stream. I think a lot of people, when I mentioned it before, they had quite a bit of interest in that. Yeah, that's what I hear about the new variant. Yeah, you shouldn't come to Florida if you're really concerned and stuff like that. Florida's pretty wild. Like when I went to the gym today, and all the times I've gone recently, I think this was today was the third day. There I saw like 2 people that had a mask on. Nobody got one on. You might want to avoid Florida, man. Avila court appearance and baby attempted murder in an hour? No way. What? Ikamel court appearance and baby attempted murder. No way. Yeah, we're gonna have to come back. Is it gonna be a live court appearance or just like we're gonna see like snippets? I wonder. Maybe we'll come back. I don't know. We'll see. I guess if you see it, put it on Discord, and I'll keep it. Avila is the lady that dumped the baby in the dumpster. This was the previous live stream that we did. The 18-year-old woman from New Mexico that just, you know, threw the baby in the dumpster. Oh yeah, there's no way. Yeah, I couldn't imagine working out like that. No way. It's really tough. Yeah. People are traveling here for some. Recently, I've seen tons of out-of-state tags here in South Carolina. I don't know if people are traveling here for some of those reasons too. Yeah, I think a lot of people are coming here too to just kind of get rid of or get out of some of those crazy restrictions. Yeah, I think everybody's kind of, well, some people, not everybody, but a lot of people are just kind of ready to get back to life, you know? I mean, you see what's going on in some of these other countries. They got it pretty bad, like Australia. Discord, you can get on Discord through the browser. I mean, you don't have to download the app. You can get on the web browser, I think. I don't know about your phone, but I know on the computer, you don't have to download the app if you want to just use the, like, Google Chrome or whatever. I don't know if you could do it on your phone through the browser. You might be able to also. The app just makes it a lot easier to me, though. Everybody's gotten sick lately too. A lot of people that I know, and even a lot of the influencers that I've seen, a lot of the YouTubers, I've seen a lot of them have tested positive or just sick. I saw one doctor talking about this latest variant that like it's just unavoidable. Like everybody's gonna eventually get it. Yes. Hashtag single life. Hashtag single life. Maybe not for much longer though. I don't know. I'm just kidding. You weren't working your behind off today. Huh? I think I read that wrong. Did Florida not just say, I don't know, maybe. Florida's just going on like normal. Nobody's freaking out from what I've seen. Nobody's freaking out. Life is just normal over here. People going to work, people go to the gym, people go to the store, people partying, like nobody's freaking out over here. It's just regular, like a regular day. So okay, yes, BL, when you have a chance, put it there. I'll take a look and see. I'm not going to say what story I wanted to update, but apparently I'm not going to have time, I guess. I'll see after I get Maddie. Oh, and somebody, I think I missed a super chat. I've just been learning lately to kind of roll with the punches with whatever comes. If I have to adapt, switch the day around, that's what I do. The only thing I'm not willing to compromise now in my head, because I realize how important it is like the exercise. And I already have my little routine in the morning for that. Because if I'm not right in my head, then everything else is like poop. Johanna, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. And oh yeah, so Sandy already. KOBTV4. Let me see. KOBTV4. Albuquerque News. I'm at the website. I'm going to see if they are accepting donations for the baby boy. CYFD. As far as court hearing. Oh, live video. Let's see what's on live video.
Start your year off.
All right, let me see if anything shows up on live video. Okay. The one thing I did have is like this long cough last, I don't know, week and a half or so. I don't know what's going on with that. And I went to the CVS the other day and the store was empty. Like, not the store, but like the cough drop section. I took a video of it and posted it. All the cough drops gone. This is so cute, Emma. Funny. Thank you. Until the next one. I'm just kidding. Somebody sent a super chat. Daphne, thank you so much for the super chat. It's a super sticker. It says you are amazing. Amazing. Thank you. I was still child with a mask even when things do go back to normal. Yeah, antibiotic. I started like that. A while back, like in 2020, I had this lingering cough, and they gave me like a steroid shot or something like that, and it went away. I don't know. I felt like my tonsils were swollen too. Like I could feel it, but I think it's kind of going away. It's going back to normal. I just had you know, the coof in August. My daughter and I. So Comcast, yo, well, that's a whole thing too. We got to celebrate. I forgot. I'm still on Comcast right now, but once I move, I'm setting up AT&T Fios. I think it's called Fios, which is super fast. Especially the upload speed. Fios. Is it Fios? Or fiber optic, I meant to say. Fios is Verizon, which is the same type of internet, I think, but it's fiber optic, yeah. You have to let your body get used to it. So your own immune system will not work. I wear it when I go most of the time into places of business. Lately, I've become almost kind of lax. I don't know if it's because like when I go to the gym, I don't even, when I first walked in there the first time I did have a mask, but then I looked, nobody in there was wearing a mask. I'm like, you know, is it really going to make a difference if I'm the only one with a mask in here, everybody else doesn't have it? So I just, you know what I'm saying? I just, but I couldn't imagine working out like that either. That'd be kind of tough to work out like that. Oh.
But they say she jumped into an icy pond to save 3 children Sunday.
I just kind of put some shoes on and ran out. I just knew that nobody was really outside. So, I mean, it was me, you know. I just knew it was me that had to do it.
Damn.
And thank goodness for her. One of those kids is a 6-year-old little girl. Officials say she was not breathing. She had no pulse when paramedics arrived, but she survived. And the other kids as well. They're all still alive thanks to that woman. More people are apparently moving here to the land of enchantment. That's according to a study from U-Haul. It puts New Mexico at number 10 on a list that ranks state population growth for 2021. The last time our state was ranked that high was back in 2015 when we claimed the 14th spot. As for the state with the most growth, that went to Texas.
Texas?
The teen accused of throwing her baby into
so
the
it's coming up.
dumpster
You guys just want to hang out till it starts?
We're going to talk to a legal expert about what could happen and an in-depth look at COVID cases in New Mexico. With this,
I mean, I don't know how much longer, like how far it's going to keep going, but if it's coming up soon, I don't know. We'll see. I'll just leave it playing in the background. So Florida's not Florida. Texas is number 1. Let's see. States. I think Florida's got to be number 2 or 3, right? These people are moving. You know, nobody's going to California and New York. Let's see. Ain't nobody going over there. People trying to run away from those places. Let's see. Wait, did I say Florida? I meant to say California. California. I don't know what I said. Okay, moving in, moving out. They're moving out of New Jersey. This is from 2021. Moving out of New Jersey, Illinois, New York, Connecticut, California. You know, people running away from those places. But this is kind of out of date. It's just 2021. We need a 2022. Okay, let's see this. This one right here. This is different from what the lady said. It says here Vermont. Number 1, South Dakota, South Carolina, West Virginia, Florida. Yeah, I don't know where she got that from. Can I do 2022? No. Yeah, I got no idea where she got that from. Maybe she has another source. Not entirely sure. Cali, Florida. No, I don't know who that is. Jerk OG? No, I never heard of it. Yeah, I know everybody started going to Texas. I'm gonna visit Texas sometime too. I wanted to go. I mean, I don't know because everybody's going there, but just to visit. The only thing with Florida, I'd probably want to move a little bit, tiny little bit more north because it's just getting so expensive down here. South Florida is just ridiculous. Thanks, Cindy. Does anybody know what time this thing is starting? If it's starting? I gotta go probably like in 30 minutes. Or the most an hour. I don't think I can stretch this for an hour though. An hour or more. Let me type in this lady's name. Shocking video. Alexis Avila. No, I don't see nothing yet. Half an hour? Okay. Hearing in half an hour. Feels like forever. What's up? What's up? Visions by Anna. Alexa. So half an hour, huh? Yeah.
That evening, hours later, and found him. We reached out to a legal expert to weigh in on what could happen during Avila's detention hearing today. And Ahmad Assad said that he does expect the defense to point to her age and her lack of criminal history, among other things.
She lacks criminal history. No criminal history. She's 18 years of old. She obviously has suffered a significant tragedy, her and the family. She obviously is in need more of medical intervention than she does to be detained at this time.
Assad, who you just heard from there, said that he also anticipates the state will try to argue that she's a danger to the community, and they will likely use this surveillance video as hard evidence against her conduct. We have a crew in Hobbs right now for her detention hearing. We will bring you the latest starting at 5 p.m. here on KOB4. You can also go to KOB.com to learn more about donation options they're accepting right now for that baby boy as he recovers. Albuquerque police are investigating a shooting that happened right outside a high school basketball game last night. It happened around.
All right, so we're just waiting. Supposedly they're supposed to be having something coming up. Coming up in a bit. The detention hearing or the preliminary hearing. Did I burn Comcast? No. I fantasize about like breaking the modem, like taking a hammer to it. I mean, I'd have to pay for it, but I have thought about that. People can't drive in oh no, Florida's horrible, man. Yeah, as for like traffic and stuff, or just people driving, that's pretty bad. Yeah, they changed the quarantine. That's interesting too. From 10 to 5. No, we could do while we wait.
Frigid temperatures.
Let me pull up while we wait, I'm going to give it till 4 and see if they actually show us the thing. I'm going to try, see if we can stretch it. Let me pull up this article with the story. Who sent it to me?
Seeing that.
All right, I want to kind of keep this open. Let's see how I can do this. I'm gonna try to keep an eye on this over here. Okay, so I wanted to read this chat. I'm sure we have time. This story with Marisela Botello. I've been meaning to do this for a while, but we can just do it now. This is the story of Marisela. I just thought it was interesting. This kind of update with regards to this is the woman that flew from Seattle to Texas. I think it was the last night she was about to leave. That night she goes out to a club. She meets this guy Charles. Charles and her go back to his place, which he lived with 2 other women, and they were in this throuple 3-0 relationship. And supposedly he wakes up at one point at night, and the woman's holding a knife or something to Marisela's head, and he runs and leaves her, and Marisela ends up dead. And so now these 2 women, the couple, they're on the run again. And there's some interesting details. So let me just make sure I keep this open. Okay. So it says here, a married lesbian couple facing murder charges in the 2020 fatal stabbing in Dallas of a Seattle woman have cut off their ankle monitors and fled while free on bond. And cops did not learn of their abscondment until 10 days later, which that's just, to me, that's just insane. They cut off their ankle monitors and it takes 10 days to be reported. Nina, 50, and her wife, Lisa, 58, were out on their $500,000 bonds for 6 months when they removed their GPS trackers on Christmas Day, within moments of each other and at the same location, according to court documents filed this week in Dallas. The pair are charged with fatally stabbing 23-year-old Marisela Botello in October 2020. A man who was last seen with Botello-Valadez is also charged with murder and remains jailed. That's Charles Beltran. And this bond thing too, which was kind of interesting. One of the attorneys, there was an attorney that signed his property for the bonds. I think it was both of the bonds were each $500,000. He put up his property or collateral, whatever it is. Just see here real quick. Got too many windows. There it is. Okay. I just want to keep an eye on the other thing. Under the conditions of their release, Marano and Dykes were to stay under house arrest and to wear their ankle monitors at all times. The GPS devices were being monitored by a third party, a private security company called Sentinel, on behalf of the Dallas County Pretrial Services Electronic Monitoring Bond Division. Wow, that's a long name, right? What do you? According to a court document reviewed by the Daily Mail. And I was thinking, just speculating, I don't know, just opinion or wondering. I was like, I wonder if they paid off this private security company. Like, how do you do that? And what kind of company doesn't report it for 10 days? Like, what happened? How do you get away with from ankle monitors, like GPS tracking? On Christmas Day, the signal to both of their monitors were lost. 2 days later, police emailed and texted the fugitives, but received no response. Then on Tuesday of this week, 10 days after the couple's GPS monitors stopped emitting signals, authorities in Dallas County were finally notified of their abscondment. Officials blame the delay on being understaffed over the winter holidays. Amazing, right? Dykes attorney Heath told Fox that the batteries in his client's ankle monitor died and he has not been in communication with her. I just hope that nothing's happened to them, I hope that they're safe, Harris told the outlet. I hope they can explain to the judge why they haven't stayed in contact with the electronic monitoring people. And when the time comes for us to go to trial, they'll be able to tell their story as far as that's concerned. Yeah, right. They're going to come back from disappearing and murder charges. They're going to come back and tell their story, right? The Botello family have expressed outrage that Dykes and Marano have been let out on bond in the first place because they were on the run before. They dipped. They left their jobs, their residences. I think they were caught in Florida. And then when they were caught, they were brought back in and then they were given bond and they got back out and they were like living together because they're married. And so they had time to plan all this stuff. And that Dallas County authorities had only learned of their disappearance 10 days after the fact. I would really like some sort of explanation. The victim's family, Denelise Castillo, told WFAA, if authorities had posted that they were missing sooner, they may have been able to find them. Castillo added that while the current situation is frustrating, it is not surprising. We were expecting this after they posted bond, and now here we are. And for people that have been following this story, this kind of really isn't surprising. It was really only kind of like, okay, when is it going to happen? My thoughts on it was like, I don't know how the whole ankle monitor GPS thing works. So I'm just like, it can't be that easy, right? Can it? I guess they had some plan. These people are highly connected. Nina is an attorney and Lisa's a paralegal, and they just know a bunch of people, supposedly too. Even the cease and desist that was sent to me, which I don't even know if it was really from their attorney. I found out a couple days or a week ago that the guy that sent it to me is friends with Lisa. And not only that, I had a conversation on the phone last night, and allegedly somebody was telling me that, like, Lisa and this guy had some sort of like relationship, like they had messed around and stuff like that. So, I don't know if he knows that letter was sent, or they just took a letterhead and did it. I don't know. A police affidavit said that Botello-Valadez flew from Seattle to Dallas on October 2nd, 2020 to visit a friend. That friend, she left his apartment on October 4th to meet some friends at a nightclub, and a Lyft driver picked her up. Botello-Valadez was last seen on video leaving the club with 32-year-old Charles Beltran at 1:15 a.m. She never returned to her friend's home and missed her flight back to Seattle. According to court documents, Marano, Dykes, and Beltran and Botello were all together at the couple's home on the day of the Seattle woman's disappearance. That was like that 3113 address for anybody who remembers that story. She remained missing until her body was found almost 6 months later on March 24, 2021 in a wooded area in Wilmer, about 20 miles southeast of Dallas, which that whole thing is interesting too because, yeah, the GPS where they were staying at the 3113 went straight down like the map to this wooded area. That Wilmer address, I believe from when I saw it, that's one of the addresses that's close to Lisa's like son's place or whatever, or one of the places they were staying. So I thought that was interesting. Marano and Dykes were arrested shortly after in Florida and charged with murder and evidence tampering. The funny thing about the cease and desist is, I think it's just completely bogus. They were trying to say like, oh, and you said that they were on the run. They were caught in Florida. Yeah, because that's what it says. That's the court documents. Like, what the hell? And then they're on the run again. Throughout the course of the investigation, the suspects have shown a pattern of avoidance and attempted concealment of evidence pertaining to this investigation. Their original arrest warrant stated Beltran, who was Dykes' roommate, was arrested in April 2021 in Utah and charged with murder after police allegedly discovered Botello's hair in the trunk of his 2014 Audi A6 and her blood on the carpet of his bedroom. He remained in Dallas County Jail on Thursday on a $500,000 bond. See, these women, they have connections and money. Charles doesn't have that. So they were able to get out. They know a lot of people. Jess said they may be coming for email. I've spoken to a couple of people that told me that. I think we had a personal, or not, I don't have a personal real personal thing against it. It kind of became a little personal when they sent me that bogus cease and desist. But I think because of all the information that I was putting out that nobody had, and I had people, family, there was things I never even put out. I think they felt some type of way about that. And so, yeah, who knows, man? Maybe one day they'll show up. Maybe they'll deep six me. Put this back over here. See what they're saying.
Facing in the ICU. Jenny Runovich has the story.
COVID is a cruel disease, and it's taken over our ICU.
The words are powerful.
So what is it like walking down the halls of the pods of the ICU? It's cold, it's dark, it's quiet.
A series of 20 tweets that went viral over the weekend.
Because these folks are all intubated, hooked up to massive amounts of equipment, machines breathing for them, and feeding them through tubes.
Sharing the grim reality of the COVID crisis inside Indiana hospitals. It's from the perspective of Rabbi Mike Harvey, a resident chaplain with IU Health.
One of the things I wanted to paint a picture of was the view inside that unit that often people aren't able to see.
Rabbi Mike.
Dude, if they did something to you, Mel, there would be an uprising. Yeah, that story is pretty nuts because I've said it multiple times, but one of the things that I found out, because Nina was married to this guy Bill, which he died in some sort of car accident because he had a heart attack, which some people believe that's kind of weird because a couple of months later, that's when Nina and Lisa started the Empire Law Group. But I digress. I had found out that while Nina was with her husband Bill, that she was messing around with Bill's son, and like they were talking back and forth, and the son was in a bad state of mind at the time. And I had seen some pictures. I was like, okay, you're not joking. I thought it was a troll email, and then there was one picture I saw of Nina. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, you're for real. It was kind of crazy. So I think I definitely struck something with these people, but they're probably long gone now. They might not even be in the United States anymore. I spent 6 weeks awake in ICU. Horrific. Damn. Gotta have the strap. I think a lot of people are afraid of those women. A lot of people that reached out to me with regards to that story, they're just like, you can't say my name. You cannot say my name. Do not say my name. Nope. Because they were concerned that they were going to get out. That and also the Santa Muerte stuff. They were afraid of that. Let's see, we got 15 more minutes. Damn, I only killed 15 with that. Might have to clip this stream and post the court hearing. What else do we got going on? So Harmony, there's nothing going on right now, I guess. Quick look again. Lena. Oh yeah, I saw somebody mention Lena. Lena, there hasn't been any updates. Lena, I was gonna do an update video, but I never got the chance. But so far with Lena, this is the girl from San Antonio, Texas. Reportedly 3 years old, but we hear other reports that she may be 4 or 5 and disappeared while she was in the playground with or without her mother, depending on which one you heard, which story. The only thing I heard was that they discontinued the Amber Alert, which was kind of weird, but they said that they're still investigating, and I think the reward money increased, and that was it. It's just gone silent after that. I saw some people speculating that maybe they think she might not even be in the country anymore. Yeah, that Amber Alert thing, I thought that was weird. I have never heard that before. An Amber Alert being canceled like that. I was like, I wonder what's going on. Do they know something we don't know? Calls. I don't know if I could do, because I just don't know what people are going to say. What are they going to... I tried calls the other live stream, but there wasn't really much to say, and I think 2 or 3 people called. Yeah, she's still missing. Oakley still missing too. Oakley Carlson, which that's something I'm going to work on as well. Let me see what Oh, let's see. We can do this too. I forgot Silvio sent me. Hmm. This was a recent story too. Came out yesterday.
Story, a note reading, "I'm sorry," found in a hotel room with a dead child. And deputies also found her mom in that room, barely alive.
The tragedy shocking people staying at that hotel.
This is from Florida. I don't know all the details. Silvio sent this to me, but there was like a baby, I guess dead? Dead child found in a hotel.
The two were found inside a room at the Star Island Resort in Kissimmee.
Oh, Osceola County. That's where, or kind of where that woman, Paula came from, or that's missing.
Fox 35's Holly Bristow joins us live from that resort. So, Holly, the little girl's grandmother is the one who called 911.
She is. In fact, the family just lives 45 minutes from here. The mom told her family that she was bringing the little girl here for just a fun little staycation. But when that mom didn't show up to work yesterday, Grandma got concerned.
Right now I'm in a shock. I cannot even believe it.
Guests staying at the Star Island Resort waking up to horrific news. A mother in critical condition after Sheriff Marcos Lopez says she killed her 4-year-old daughter and tried to kill herself in a nearby room late Monday.
Well, last night, the victim's mother called us just before midnight. Well, she actually called hotel security in order to do a well-being check. She was concerned about her daughter who was having some type of crisis.
The sheriff says the doors were latched from the inside. Once hotel security got in the room, they immediately called 911.
When they went inside, they found 2 unresponsive females.
The 4-year-old girl dead. Sheriff says her mother, Jacinda DeCaro, had a faint pulse.
We did find a note that said, "I'm sorry," and pretty much we don't have any indication of foul play at this time.
Investigators also found pill bottles inside that hotel room.
Apparently it was a concoction of pills or medications. There was no blunt trauma. It's apparently, possibly, she put some type of medications together, gave it to the baby, and then took them herself.
Sheriff
Panda, where was that at? We're talking about Lena because I saw somebody posted. Rebecca said he said they only call off Amber Alerts if they know where the kid is or what happened. And Panda said the same thing. What was that on News Nation or where did you see that?
Lopez says his investigators are now looking into what type of crisis Jacinda DeCaro was dealing with. This mother and grandmother says no crisis ever should amount to what deputies say happened here.
I have grandkids. I have a 4-year-old. That's why it's like I cannot even believe it, to kill your own child. I can't. I mean, you cannot be in your right mind to do that. So.
And Sheriff Lopez says Jacinda DeCaro is in critical condition. At this point, it's unclear if she's going to make it. I did speak with some of her neighbors back in Orlando off camera. They tell me that she was a lovely young woman and was always doting on her little girl. They're all shocked.
So weird, man. I don't know what's going on. Feels like everybody was on the lab 2.0. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. That whole thing with Lena, that's super bizarre. I don't think I've ever personally heard that they just called off, like, not called off, but canceled an Amber Alert. That's strange. I'm not saying it hasn't happened. I just personally haven't seen that happen myself. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, and there was that that crazy fire in New York, right? In the Bronx, in the public housing. Was it said 19 people dead? There's a bunch of horrible stuff, man. Well, we got a couple of minutes, so we'll see if it starts at In a couple, well, for me, it's 4 p.m. It's going to be, I don't know, they said noon or something like that. Let's see what else is going on. Browsing. I sometimes, man, I tell this to Silvio sometimes. Sometimes to me, it feels like it's just something going on, man. Like I sometimes I've mentioned it before, the coof, the virus, like just thinking of the long term effects. Like I wonder if, if that's just adding to the mental health, not just like the, having to be indoors or whatever, which a lot of people are out now. But I just think the effects of the virus, like, is that one of the things too? It seems like people are just in a worse condition. Bianca, thank you. You are awesome. Hit the like button. Thank you, Bianca. Thank you for being a member too. I appreciate that. Oh, and I got to post the members video. I'm not going to do it today. I'm trying to wait so it doesn't interfere with my notifications, because it's done that before. So I want to wait to post it in there. It's with regards to the cease and desist from not Marisela, sorry, from that story, but Nina and Lisa, there was a paralegal that looked at it and like broke it down for me. So, yeah, that's the members video. I don't think she fit the original requirements for an Amber Alert. True. Car description of abducted. The whole thing is odd. That's true too. Yeah, I don't think she really did kind of fit it either. Michelle said firefighters bringing out bodies and trying to revive lives. Jesus. And they said like the fire detectors, they weren't working or something like that. Yeah, man. I mean, it's like, like this guy was saying from the beginning, at one point, the effects become worse than the actual thing, The effects that are on society, socially, economically, especially with kids, parents, people that are already struggling, have issues with substances. Well, now you got more time. You know what I'm saying? Probably doing it more. A lot of stuff going on. That's why I started, that's why I really started with the whole exercising thing, kind of really just trying to get myself back into the gym, because I was stressed out with other stuff. Not anything like, well, one of them, but not really good things, but I just wanted to make sure I make the right decision. I was just stressed out, and I was like, yo, I need to get my ass in the gym, man. I need to have like a little outlet. And it's been amazing since I started. I just feel really good. Manchester police chief won't get specific on timeline details when Harmony Montgomery was last seen. The most specific he will get is October/November 2019. I mean, with the Harmony thing too, a lot of those details, they could change, they could evolve. I mean, those details, the timeline and stuff like that, I think for the most part, from what I remember, these are just people's accounts where you're just taking these people at their word. So, who knows? Things could change. I mean, I think some of the things have been confirmed, but we don't really know. Or maybe somebody else saw her, we don't know. The dates could change. Excuse me. Okay, 3 minutes. Let's see if this thing actually starts. I know. It's so true, right? You always put it off, but when you go, it feels good. Oh, please, Joe Rogan. Please. Joe Rogan's killing it, man. I saw this post by him, which is kind of funny. When they were talking, when CNN was talking about him. They're so deceptive. Let's see if he still has it on his Instagram. When Joe Rogan was talking about this whole thing that happened with him kind of blew up, because of the treatment that he was taking or whatever. So supposedly what CNN did to make him look sicker than he is, like they changed the contrast or whatever, and they made him look like this. I guess to show people or make people like, damn, like this guy looking crazy after taking this stuff. I thought it was kind of funny, man. Jamie says, remember to hit like plus enter cash drawing. JK, just do it. Thank you. We'll be right back. So, okay, hopefully they come back and we'll get this thing. We'll get it going. I was really surprised about this guy, Bob, that passed away. I don't want to say his last name because I feel like the algorithm will pick it up for the other word. But you know who I'm talking about, Bob. No, it can mouse say it. I just feel like the algorithm, I don't know, you can't trust the algorithm, man. I wonder what happened to him. Was it just natural causes? Did they ever do the... Are they doing the autopsy right now? The comedian, the guy that was on Full House. I was about to start singing Seventh Heaven, but that's a different guy. Seventh Heaven, when I see your happy face, smiling back at me. Seventh Heaven. Did you know that guy was a weirdo? The Seventh Heaven guy? I know there's no greater feeling than the love of family. Where do you go? Stephen Collins. The Seventh Heaven guy. Oh, yeah. Oh, why you did that, man? Why you did that? The guy was a weirdo. No drugs, no foul play. Thank you, Heather. Yeah, I don't want to say it because it'll cancel me. It can mal using that word. I don't even want to try to say that. All right, let's see.
18-year-old Alexis Avila will stay in jail until her trial. She's currently out on bond, set to appear in court around 2 this afternoon, and she's accused of throwing her newborn son into a Hobbs dumpster last week. Miraculously, that baby survived thanks to 3 strangers who were just digging through the dumpster that evening and found him. And we did reach out to a legal expert to weigh in on what to expect during Avila's hearing today. He said he expects the defense to point to her age and her lack of criminal history.
She lacks criminal history. No criminal history. She's 18 years old. She obviously has suffered
so that's right now. 2 is now.
Tragedy.
So we'll see.
Her and the family. She obviously is in need more.
We just saw this now, but 2 o'clock is now. So we'll see. Hopefully they'll cut to it if it shows up. And I'll show you I'll talk to you the Seventh Heaven thing. I'll tell you guys in a second.
Try to argue that she is a danger to the community, and they'll likely also use this surveillance video as hard evidence against her conduct. And we have a crew in Hobbs for her detention hearing. We will bring you the latest starting at 5 o'clock here on KOB4. You can also go to KOB.com to learn about donation options they're taking now for that baby boy as he recovers. Albuquerque police are investigating a shooting that happened right outside a high school basketball.
So I don't know if they're actually going to show us anything now or they're going to wait till 5. I'll give it a few minutes. If not, then that sucks. If not, then what I'll do is I will figure something out later. I can come back later, or I could just, depending on how long it is, I can do a short video. But I'm going to give it a couple minutes to see. The Seventh Heaven thing. You ever watch that show? I used to kind of like that show back in the day. This guy admitted to doing some stuff, man. Disgraced Seventh Heaven dad Stephen Collins spotted in Iowa. Oh my God, 3 girls? Jesus, I thought it was just 1. I mean, not that that makes it any better. Oh, I only did 1. I don't know, it was 3. Speaking out for the first time about the allegations, underage girls, and made it to and apologized for doing 3 different people between 1973 and 1994 in a statement that will be published in the People magazine. This was from 2014. Specifically, Collins said he exposed himself on 2 occasions to the first victim, a preteen, in 1973 when he was 25 years old. Months later, Collins said he was watching television alone with a girl. He moved her hand and caused her to touch him inappropriately. It lasted less than a minute. There was no gratification. Wow. Collins said in his statement that the 2 other instances in 1982 and 1994, when he exposed himself to 2 other teen girls, he said both incidents lasted for a few seconds. No physical contact.
Down to 0 with wind.
Weirdo stuff. They're gonna wait till 5. I think so. If it's gonna be till 5, then I'm gonna end it. 'Cause I ain't gonna be here till 5. I gotta head out in a little soon. Who isn't a weirdo these days? Well, not the kind of weirdo I'm talking about. I'm talking to the next level weirdo. We're all weirdos. We're all damaged goods. We're all dark and chaotic inside. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do it. Let me see if let me try one last ditch effort to do a quick search online to see if there's anywhere that they're actually showing it. One last ditch effort. Okay, her name is Alexis Avila, right? No. No, I don't see nothing, man. I think we should just call it for now because I don't see nothing.
Wow. Officer Joseph Beretta's body camera.
Watch when I end it, then they start playing it. But I think we should end it. I'll either do a video or live. I don't know. We'll see what happens at 5. It could be 2 minutes. It could be 30 seconds. Maybe it'll be 10 minutes. We'll see how long the actual video is, and then we can come back. But yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. It was a nice afternoon, man. Nice talking with you guys. I enjoyed it. And yeah, we'll see what happens from there. It's natural causes. Okay. Sally says natural causes with Bob. It's a Bill. Bob S. Yeah, there's a lot of catch predator channels now on YouTube. Just kind of like the missing thing now. I guess that's the wave now. Missing people, missing persons, which, you know, not knocking it. That's cool. Maybe you'll get more attention on those stories. You know, a lot of things happen in waves on the internet. So